What's up, you wild tigers? KB here for Hero episode number 22. Oh, God. No, seriously, it's Hero episode number 22. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a really complicated, amazing hero. Simba. I mean it, man. The lion, the cub, the man, the Hakuna Matata, that's what I'm talking about, Simba. You know why I love Simba so much? Because Simba is just, he's the man you don't want to mess with because, well, he's the son of Mufasa. Mufasa's a great king. He's a man, when you look at him, you see a man who's doesn't have any naivety in him. Like, when he sees things, he goes, I'm not naive. I know what I'm talking about. I understand what's happening. I am a good person, but we're not playing games here. I'm king of this Pride Rock. And then nothing just goes. You don't get to play around with games. And Simba's got the adolescence, the young person inside of him, the one who wants to just goof around. He doesn't really know what's going on and tries to prove himself because he's the son of a king. So that's the beginning. The beginning, you see him in the circle of life, kind of a metaphor to Jesus with the son raising him up, and then the fruits kind of like baptizing him in a sort of way. But he is the son of good. He's a son of goodness, and they're going to be the future king one day. And anywhere the light, what's it called? The shadow of the light. Anywhere the light shines is your kingdom. Well, you know how the story goes. Mufasa dies. Scar kills him. Scar tells him it was Simba's fault, and Simba runs away. And he almost dies, but he gets saved by Pumbaa and, what's the other guy's name? Pumbaa and Timon. Yeah, there you go, Timon. So, you know, they take care of him, they raise him, and they tell him about Hakuna Matata, which is basically like YOLO in our times. Just do whatever you want, be who you want, whatever, just don't care, no worries, enjoy life, you know. And I can relate to playing video games all day. It could be watching movies all day. It could be going to Universal all the time, every day. It could be reading fantasy books all day. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Hakuna Matata. Always have some Hakuna Matata in your life, you know, means no worries. There are moments for that, but he's also a king, and he's basically lost his responsibility. This is a very big part of my life. I really love I value honesty is number one, responsibility is number two, and number three is being of a good character, doing heroic things, putting other people before yourself. So, I really like the idea of taking responsibility and ownership of your own life. And Simba doesn't do this. He becomes the guy who does whatever he feels like doing, and he doesn't worry about anything. Okay? So, this is a complicated hero because he has no journey to go on. He's just there. But he doesn't know he has a destiny to fulfill. He has to go back to Pride Rock. He has to become the rightful king and stop Scar and bring everything back to the way it was. But he doesn't know. He's just here alone. And he even feels unfulfilled. He feels so unfulfilled and so worthless and meaningless. And that's the moment when he lays down and the little petals fly over to Tiki. Or is it Raphael? Rakiki. And he smells it and he shakes it around his little turtle thing and he's like, Simba? And he this little paint, and he's like, he does a little laugh like Yoda, and he's like, Yoda's crazy, Rafiki's crazy. There's a lot of resemblance. And he's like, he's back. He's here. It's time for him to return. And here starts the hero's journey. Something I'm profound and deep to me, because my book's Hero's Journey. So it begins this whole cycle. Actually, Nyla goes and finds Simba and tries to bring him back. And they have fun a little bit, things, you know what they do. But he's like, I can't go back. I'm not going back. He's not taking responsibility. He's not being a hero. He's just saying, Hakuna Matata, I don't care. That's not my responsibility anymore. I don't even want to be back because he thinks he killed Mufasa. So he's like, I just can't go back. This is it. It's over. I'm not going back. And I was like, you're not the person you were. You're not the person that's supposed to be king. And I'm ashamed of you. He's like that Charlie Sheen character. He's literally the guy's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm not going back. And people are like, damn, like, what? It's the same thing in Christian Bale's Batman Begins, where he's like, I wanted to kill Eggman, blah, blah, blah. And Kate slaps him in the face. And it's like, you got to take a look around and realize The world isn't whatever you think it is, and it's deeper than that, and it's dark, and there's troubles, and you're not the only one suffering. There's people suffering, your whole kingdom is suffering, and he's just like, I'm not, whatever. But then I think there's a moment where he goes around and he starts exploring. He starts going out there. He's like, maybe I have to. And he meets Rafiki. And Rafiki's like, you're Mufasa's boy. And Simba's like, well, how do you? And he follows him. He's like, I know him. He's like, but he's dead. And he's like, no, follow me. So Simba goes. And he follows him down to the area. And he sees this puddle, this pond. And he looks into it. And he sees himself, he's like, that's not my father. But if you notice the little picture, little image he sees in the river, it's a little bit more, like king-like. It's more, the eyebrows are a little different, the chin, the chin is a little more featured. And you can see somewhat of a resemblance of a more king-like Simba. Simba's like, that's not my father, that's me. And he's like, look harder. So, if we're going to get anything out of Simba, it's the greatest lesson I think we can all ever learn. It's to look deep in ourselves. And like Uncle Iroh said, what is it that you want and who are you? What do you want? So he looks and he sees his father. He sees the king he was always supposed to be. And then he hears his voice. He says, Simba, you have forgotten. He says, how could I? And he says, you've forgotten who you are, so you have forgotten me. He says, no, father. He says, remember who you are. You are my son. You're the rightful king. Now go back. Return. And he says, how can I go back? I failed. I'm not the man I used to be. And Mufasa says, remember who you are. And I love that so much because that hits me hard too. We grow up and we experience things. We try to rebel against people. We try to rebel against ideals. We try to think we're better than certain people. We think we know it all. We go out there and achieve our goals or our ideals. Or we try to go have fun and party hard and do things. And we don't want responsibilities. We don't care for that. We just want to have fun. We just want to go have all the sex we can have. Some people want to drink all they want to drink. Or some people want to do all the drugs. Some people want to play all day. Or some people want to do certain things. We don't want this responsibility. But then there's that child in this, the kid who put on the cape, the guy who would put on the firefighter mask, the kid who would build things, the kid who said, I'm going to one day be this, the kid who had hopes and dreams. And he says, don't forget who you are, what you want to do, what you're going to become. And it reminds you, and you get excited, and you go, this is who I am. I've forgotten who I am. I've become something darker, and maybe you've let your darkness come out, and maybe you've become too good, and you don't even know who you've done things, and you're like, I don't know who I am anymore. And then you look at yourself in the mirror, and you say, who are you? And what do you want? What do you want? Ask yourself that question. What do you value? What are your morals? What are you supposed to be doing that you're not taking responsibility of? Is it your life? Is it your kids? Is it your future kids? Is it the people around your mother? Are there people that you take responsibility for and you're not because you just don't want to? Take ownership of your life like Simba does. He goes back to Pride Rock and he fights Scar. He tells him, you must stand down because I'm the rightful king and these people deserve a better life than what you're giving them. And he goes, do they need to know the truth? And then Scar tells them all that Simba killed Mufasa, bringing down the king, telling him his faults. This guy is the reason you guys are all living this mess. And then before he kills him, Scar says, but I killed your father. And in that moment, everything he thought in his past was wrong. He was actually the man in front of him about to kill him. He says, no, I'm not going down without a fight. And I don't want anybody going down without a fight. Simba didn't. You fight back and you say, I will not let you do this. My rightful place is king, and this whole time I've been lied and deceived. We've all been lied and deceived. Don't let somebody like Scar tell you can or can't do something. Don't someone like Scar make you live a life you don't want to live. You take control of your life because you're the king of your life. You can have whatever you want. Go make it happen. Remember who you are. Take your rightful place as the master of your life. Now go take responsibility. Have extreme ownership for everything you do. Never blame anyone else. And remember who you are. Done.